foremost, the LOC, the government of Cross River State, they promised us a very good festival, and I've been there severally, and I can attest to that by the way they are preparing, by the structures they put on ground, and the seriousness the governor put into it. I know we're going to have the best of National Sports Festival this year.
Well, I think for us, we're particular about the welfare of the athletes. We're particular about making sure that the processes are made easier. We're particular about security to ensure the safety of participants and all the visitors to the state. We already have a reputation as being the safest state in the country. So for us, these are all things that we are paying particular attention to, in addition to making sure that we provide first-class sporting facilities.
So I'm using this opportunity to appeal to the private sector to please come in whichever shape or form they can, in cash or kind. Anything you have will go a long way.
Okay, that was Mary Ali, and before that you saw Gbenga Lebele talking about the chairman of National Sports Commission, also the governor of Cross River State, Leal Imoke, talking about how ready they are. Of course, we want more people to actually come and recognize National Sports Festival. Though it's recognized worldwide, of course, but the support usually they're not getting it. So they want more support for this event to be bigger than what Lagos did. Remember, Echo 2012 is still very fresh in our memory. It was definitely the biggest. But Cross River, they want to surpass that event.
Yeah, sure. Really, the National Sports Festival naturally is the biggest sporting event in Nigeria. So it's really unfortunate that they're clamoring for support and sponsorship and partnership. I don't know what's going on with that, really. Like, they can do it a whole lot better than what they have at the moment, because the brand alone, making it the biggest, the brand of it being the biggest sports competition in the country alone. Come on. Yeah. Sponsorship and partnership shouldn't
just
really
be rolling
be a big deal. Yeah, it shouldn't be.
But right now it's thrown open, so definitely more people want to come because it will be a bigger party. Moving on to Taekwondo now, where the big man, talking about the Team Nigeria captain to London Olympics, Chika Chukwumeri Joel, has said that the only way you can actually have more children, going into Taekwondo, or rather more athletes, it's for us to start the introduction of kids at a very, very tender age, and this is needed for development of the sport. Let's just listen to him then. After that, we'll just talk athletics briefly before we go for our first break.
I want to focus on this one, doing even more in the Rio Olympics, and the one after that. I want to make sure that we get them ready to take over. So I'm already in the tail end of my career, and my focus has shifted to just inspiring the young ones through sports, really, not just Taekwondo, making sure you engage them, you build not just their sporting talents but also their character, so that they can be a vital part of the society. From the federation point of view, we want the best that will represent Nigeria. It doesn't matter where they come from. So this knowledge, we're going to spread it around.
Well, it's a huge one for Nigeria. Moving on to athletics now. Warrior, of course, by Friday, all road is leading to that for the Super Grand Prix, the Warrior Relay, and also the CAA Super Grand Prix this Friday. Tayo, what do we have here? Leading all athletes down.
That's the lady right there, Moncho. But let's talk about Moncho, the rivalry between her and Christine Orugo. That would have been a Nigeria Botswana rivalry right here in the country. But unfortunately, Orugo doesn't run for the
Nigeria.
country. Yeah, so it's a sad one. But then it's good to see top athletes in the country coming to do this stuff. Yeah. And it's a very good one, really. Then we have people representing Nigeria as well too. We're looking forward to what they will do. Dominic Duncan is there. We have Abiola Onokoya. That's your friend right there. You know him very well.
He's coming all the way from the US.
Yeah, Tosin Oke as well too. We've not seen a lot of Tosin Oke.
I think we need to see more of him.
Yeah, we've not seen enough of Tosin Oke. So it's good to have him back then. But then all eyes will be on Shaw.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. All eyes will be on hand. Don't forget that the finals of the Golden League will also hold that same day. That will be earlier in the day before the Super Grand Prix, much later in the day. Okay, we'll go for a short break now, but this is going to be all about the goal line technology. Well, it's going to be tested for the first time at the FIFA World Cup. It was used at Confederations Cup, remember. So FIFA World Cup, it was on display just yesterday, with just 3 days to go for the World Cup.
The system works 100% accurate, and we have the possibility that the signals will be sent out after the cams have seen whether the ball crossed the line or not, to send out to referee's watch, and the referee then decides at its sole discretion, okay, it is a goal or not, yes or no.
In the preparation of this World Cup, the independent test institute Labour Sport UK, they've tested over 2,400 goal line incidents in the several stadiums here in Brazil. All of these 2,400 goal line incidents were correctly recognized by the system. So yes, we can trust the system. We are sure that it worked 100%.
Well, 100% ready. Of course, it will make use of about 14 cameras. That's more work for them. 2 days to go to the World Cup. Now, there's something about this. You have two men who have won the FIFA World Cup, both as a player and also as a coach, Mario Zagallo and Franz Beckenbauer. These are the two men who have done that. Zagallo actually won it twice in his playing career, in 1958 and 1962. And of course, he, at that time, when he was in charge of Brazil, also in 1970, that was Mexico.
Incredible feat by those two. Those are living legends, really. And I remember when we were kids, and we used to call scissors kick. We used to call it Sangalo. Yeah, I'm like, where did that come from? Yeah,
but it was actually from his name.
Yeah, Mario Zagallo. Yeah, a legend of the game. We saw him in US in '94. He led that Brazil team, and a couple of very good coaches that have done very well in the World Cup. But to win it as a player and as a coach is just incredible. And we have the Kaiser himself, Franz Beckenbauer.
Yeah, he won it in 1974 and 1990, and also losing finalist in 1966 as a player, and 1986 as a coach.
Mario Zagallo, actually, I think he was the one that led Brazil to the World Cup in France '98. In 1994 was Carlos Alberto Pereira.
A huge one. Okay, well, another casual thing in Brazil, of course, preparations is ongoing. Of course, they're ready to host, but another worker died last night. That's the picture you're seeing on your screen. A monorail construction site very close to the stadium, Sao Paulo, where the opening ceremony will be held. Jurassic Koha was struck by the beam while working on the stretch of the city's planned monorail system.
Yeah, no, not a good one. It's been sad tales from Brazil ever since the preparations really started, and just our thoughts to the family of this person that just passed. Really, it's not a very good one, but we just wish the family the fortitude to bear the loss.
Yeah, and the monorail project was supposed to be opened before the start of the World Cup, but it's still ongoing. So these about 8 people right now have died during the building or refurbishing of 12 venues to host the World Cup. Well, I think it is really not worth it with the human lives that have been lost. 8 in all. This is hard one, but we'll just move on from there now. What David Beckham is talking about. England squad, of course, more teams are arriving in Brazil, but for David Beckham, he believes that England, of course, they went there with young players, but these crop of players that they've gone to the World Cup with can really do something very, very magical. Let's listen to him.
Very optimistic. You know, obviously I've been to a few myself, and I know that going into a World Cup, I always believe going into any World Cup or any big competition that I used to go in as a player that you could go all the way, and our players will be doing exactly the same. You know, people have talked about, you know, we've got young players going out to a World Cup, to one of the biggest competitions in the world, and are young players up for it? Without a doubt they're up for it. Doesn't matter how young they are, doesn't matter what age they are. You know, they're prepared, they're ready for it. You know, you can see the good thing about having young players go into a competition is the fact that they're not scared. You know, young players are not scared to go out there and perform and play for themselves, and play for the team. So, yeah, they'll be ready. Wayne, without a doubt, you know, Wayne proves himself every time that he steps onto a football field. You know, at the end of the day, Man United might not have had a great season, but he had a good season. You know, he performed well in almost every game, and every time that he puts an England shirt on, you know it means something.
He's expecting, of course, his former teammates to actually share. I'm talking about Rooney. Oh, they didn't really play together. He just left before Rooney came into the football, former Manchester United player. Anyway.
Yeah, you can understand why. This is the very first time in a long time that England will be going into a major tournament without all the hype attached to it. And you can understand why. The golden generation is no more now. Yeah. And they have a crop of very good players now. Like Beckham said, they'll go to the World Cup. They will enjoy themselves. Nobody's expecting anything
so much from them.
At all.
The pressure is not there.
It's not there at all. But unfortunately for them, they're in a very tough group. I think that's the toughest group of the competition. Group D, they have Italy there, and there's Uruguay, and there's Costa Rica. So it'll be very tough for England to actually come out of that group.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them, definitely. Well, more teams definitely are arriving. Of course, the strike has been suspended. Well, of course, they said it was just suspended, but they could, you know, have a walkout on the day of the opening ceremony. Definitely not a good one.
That would be disastrous. That would be disastrous in Sao Paulo, where the first game we will play between Brazil and Croatia. You don't want a strike, subway strike there.
Okay, we're seeing the pictures of more teams arriving, of course. Cameroon finally, remember at first they refused to board the plane, saying that their FA must settle how much they're going to get from what got to them from FIFA.
Bonus row everywhere, Africa, but it's good to see them now. They've arrived finally. And some other teams are there as well. Uruguay, France, we have Argentina, England. So teams, it's ready. It's time to go. Like 2 days to go.
Thursday, next tomorrow.
Yeah, it's there already. So you can understand why. I don't get why all teams are not even on ground as of today.
Most of them were in the US thinking, okay, from there we'll just take a flight and of course we're there. So they're very close.
They're close by already. Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah.
Okay, from the World Cup now, moving straight to the NBA for wrap up the show, and this is all about LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling. He has reversed his decision not to sell to ex-Microsoft executive Steve Ballmer. He was expected to buy the club for $2 billion, but right now he said he would not be selling. And the reason he's saying it is simply because NBA, before already, he said he has changed his mind, saying that NBA would not revoke the ban and fine after the sale. Remember, he was actually fined, and of course, he was banned from all NBA matches. He's thinking that once the club is sold, he can be coming to NBA matches, and also the money that he was fined definitely would not be there.
No, classic case of flip-flopping by Sterling there. And I really don't see where this is going because I feel it's a lost battle for Sterling.
Yeah, it's a lost. Okay, Derek Fisher, of course, agrees to coach New York Knicks.
Amazing stuff right there. Derek Fisher. I remember last year, a couple of months ago, Phil Jackson, the legendary Phil Jackson, was appointed as the president of basketball operations in New York. So he decided to bring along his former player, and Derek Fisher. They played together and they won 5 rings together then now. So I think he decided to make a step up into coaching, and hopefully he does a good job of it. $25 million over 5 years. That's huge. I remember last year as well, so J.C. Kidd stepped up to be the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, and we have another former player doing the same now.
Okay, Game 3, of course, is tonight. Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs. It's tied 1 apiece. What are our expectations?
Yeah, it will be a very tight game as well. So, Miami on their home court, and you expect them to get a win in this particular game.
Okay, to be 2-1 by tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you so much for being part of the show. Of course, we'll leave you with pictures coming from the NBA. That was the Game 2 that was played on Sunday night. Business Morning is up next after that.
You're the Spurs, that's great defense. Again, more switching. Ginobili on the drive, back out to Parker. Parker for 3. It's good. Timeout Miami. Spurs up by 1. He's guarding James. Spurs do have a foul to give. James kicks it out corner to Bosh, an open 3. It's good. Chris Bosh from downtown, and the Heat go up 2. Exactly what I was talking about. Have a foul to give. Bosch puts it on the floor. Bounce passed away. Banks it in. And a 5-point lead for Miami with 9.4 remaining. Chris Bosch with some big plays down the stretch. A three-pointer.